Guys, this is R controlled vowels and stressed syllables. This is 5.2a, decoding multisyllabic words with R controlled syllables. So that's what we're going to be working on this week. The two words that you see on your screen, bird and cart, are very basic words that you've probably been exposed to before, but they're both R controlled. And what that means, just as a review, is that the vowel is immediately followed by an R. Okay, so the R-controlled vowels are vowels that are followed by the letter R, and that letter R changes or controls the way the vowels sound, so they're neither making a long nor a short sound. So it alters the sound that the vowel makes. So the IR in bird doesn't make a traditional sound, it makes the R-controlled sound. And you'll hear it when you say the word bird, bird. Okay, cart is another basic word that you've probably seen before that has an R-controlled vowel because it has a vowel immediately followed by an R. And the R changes or controls the vowels so that they are neither long or short. So it prevents it from making those two traditional sounds. And the AR in cart doesn't make the sound it normally would make. It makes the R-controlled sound. So art, art. Now, both of these words have the same kind of stressed R-controlled syllable, but it sounds different, obviously, because bird is with an I and cart is with an A. Okay, R-controlled words can be tricky because there are so many ways to spell the same sound. R-controlled vowel patterns are tricky to spell, so we're going to pay close attention to R-controlled vowel patterns so that we can learn how to spell them better. All right, so whenever I'm saying these words on the next slide, I really want you to pay attention to the R-controlled portion of the word. And it's very easy to memorize the word, but once we can start to pick out the patterns of the word, you'll become a better speller. So here are the words that we're going to be working on this week. We're going to be using them this week. And your job right now is to listen. I'm going to say the word, and you're going to listen and look at the screen for the R-controlled portion of the word. And you will see that if you're focusing on the part of the word that I'm saying that has the R-controlled portion, you can pick out similarities in the way that it's spelled with other words that have the same sound. So whenever you're able to hear the AR in an R-controlled word, you'll know that when you're spelling it. Acquire, assure, assure, attire, aware, barely, compare, desire, endure, explore, ignore, inspire, parrot, revere, secure, severe, sincere, tearful. Now, normally you might look at these words and be able to read them. You may even be able to spell most of them. But what we're looking for now is we're wanting to find patterns within the word. And all of these words, you should notice, have at least two syllables, and they're R-controlled. So when you hear the word assure, that's going to have some similarities in sounding the same as explore. They both have that O-R-E. Attire and desire. So you can spend time memorizing words, but that's not going to be as effective as if you can hear the pattern in the word. So when you hear aware, you will be able to know that there are other words that are going to sound the same as aware, and you can pick that out, like compare. They have that same A-R-E sound. Now, it's not enough for us to simply know how to spell the words correctly. We also have to know what they mean. So we have to expand our vocabulary. And so R-controlled vowels, that's what we're working on. But we have to understand not only how we can pick out their spelling patterns, but how we can best understand what they're meaning. So here's 3 examples, and I want you to think about the words that you just saw, but the students had to blank the 2 stories by telling how they were alike and different. So we're looking at the sentence, and the sentence gives us some clues. We're trying to tell how they're alike or how they're different, and that's the biggest clue. So we are trying to compare the 2 stories by telling how they were alike and different. People should blank their elders for the honorable things they've done and seen. Well, the clues in this sentence are honorable things they've done and seen. And when you're trying to show respect to your elders for the honorable things they've done and seen, another word for that is revere. And finally, Isabella tried to blank the noise and concentrate on the book she was reading. So she's trying to block out the noise and focus on what she's reading. So she's trying to ignore the noise and concentrate on the book she was reading. And so it's not enough for us to just be able to pick out the spelling patterns, which we really need to focus on, but we also need to understand the definitions of the words. So what you're going to do for the next 2 days is you're going to complete the assignment. You're going to have the word. You need to look the word up and write the definition, and then write a sentence using the word, much like the 3 that you see right here, how I used it correctly, and how I was able to kind of incorporate the definition into the word. So those are the sentences that you need to write along with the definition. And then we'll play some games and do some other things later on in the week. But we have to know what these mean, and we have to understand the spelling pattern. Thanks, guys.